everybody, this is Genjeft here, and we are back with some Steel Division. On the yellow side we have Gonzo, Mantha, Werhabuz, and McKay. On the Axis side we have Vulcan, Orman, Genjeft, me, and Herzakras. Now, Vulcan has the 352nd, Orman has the 2nd Panzer, I have the 9th Panzer, and Har has the 716th. Meanwhile, Gonzo has the 3rd Canadian, Mono has the Guards Armored, Wer has the 1st Pansia Polish Armored, and Mikke has the 7th Armored Division. I have called this spot to the front, and I'm going to be covering from about here to about there. And I've initially deployed my Panzer II Lux, some Panzer 1C's Recon, a Marder 3M, and a little bit of infantry there, and machine gun here with a Panzer 2C Command and a Kabul. So, let's go on. Vulcan has the far left. In front of me, kind of curious. There's Gonzo to my left. And here is Mono. That really annoying Sexton. I got a couple 6-pounders. So my basic goal is to race up front to where I've marked with my Panzer IIs, because these things are wildly effective. Let's put some stuff over there. Gonzo's even helping him over there. Yep, we all charge forward. Everybody's charging forward, trying to take some ground as much as we can. Try to get my tanks into range of that 6-pounder, because I know if I can get firing on it, I can really quickly kill it with my Panzer IIs before it can actually effectively do anything. And as you see, poof, gone. And Montfort sends out a help beacon request as my Panzer IIs start moving up. And engage the half-track M5 over here, which can't fight back. I got my infantry here engaging that Jeep, because at that range I'll take care of that. And there's no infantry anti-tank, which this deck does have, but he didn't move it up into these trees. Half-tracks are too slow. I've got my guys there moving up to engage stuff. Lose one of them, but the other tanks do see the 6-pounder because it fired and take it out. These Panzer IIs are just phenomenally effective against infantry, and can be phenomenally effective against anti-tank as well. There's that rogue Lloyd machine gun carrier from Gonzo charging forth, trying to get up to engage these guys. This turns around, fires, kills him. Yep, good job. Now it gets sniped by the sniper scouts. I guess continue to engage the rifles. I'm pushing forward with my Panzer 2Cs. A little bit worried about what could be in here, but I don't believe I see it. I know it's there from the half-track. Ooh. There's another 6-pounder. He's falling back, and I can't have him pull down below the hill, so there goes another Panzer II. This Panzer 1C exposes the motorized rifles with their anti-tank weapon. And they try to move out of the way, but I can solidly see them now. That takes care of them. I finally bring up my mortar. And I got another tank coming. And I got some stuff to help cover here. They still have smoke out here, so I'm setting these 2 tanks up as a recon kind of thing. Not sure what's there, but we find the enemy command unit hiding in the smoke with my recon on top of him. He's spotted. Mortar arrives to provide artillery support, going after the 6-pounder that is hiding in the trees. I know it's there. What do they see? Oh, they basically see my entire army.
We can't take it anymore.
There's that sexton back there being a real pain. Pulling my stuff back because this 6-pounder poses a problem. I've got some infantry coming up to help stem the stuff there. There's 6-pounder. Is it being engaged by my Panzer Grenadier? Which does kill it, I believe. These guys accidentally spot the recon. Which solves the recon's problem. Some infantry exposes itself. Using this to go after the artillery piece, the 6-pounder that is over here. I don't want that killing my tanks. This is rather well placed because it's hiding right behind the trees, so I can't see it from up here. Ah, there goes that recon plane. One of my Panzer II looks find the kangaroo, start shooting it in the back. Fire that at the sexton. It does get a hit, but not enough to kill it. And he brings in some Lloyd carriers, pulling anti-aircraft guns. The little 20 mils. Yeah. Pushing pretty far forward there. This guy shows up. I don't know what it is right away. Jams the weapons of the Martyr 3, which is like the best shot I had at killing this. And then kills the Martyr 3. Which is really unfortunate. At this point it's identified as to what it is, but my tanks are unfortunately again under fire from that guy. But that doesn't last long. I finally, for a briefest moment in time, I see the sexton. So, knowing I need to take care of this Cromwell, I send this guy out to distract it. And then I charge it with both of my Panzer IICs, because I know this doesn't have a lot of armor. And at close range, I can kill it with what I've got. If I can stun it, if I can do enough damage to it, because like there go the internal fragments, there goes the ammunition, tracks destroyed, and all I gotta do is critical ammunition explosion, and it is gone. So yeah, it cost me I think that's still a 55-point tank, but I got Cromwell out of it, so that's not a trade I would have wanted, but it is an acceptable trade for what it is. And Gonzo has some sniper scouts there. Whoop, wrong button. Trying to work on taking the woods, using my infantry with the mortar support to pin down enemy troops. And I want to get up on top of the hill. Get my guys moving forward just as his artillery strikes. IG-18, taking out a Staghound AA. Gonzo hasn't been able to push with his usual vigor, which is kind of nice for me. These guys expose themselves. I know there's infantry in there, I know they're regular rifles, so I decide to charge up with my Panzer IIs, which frickin' shred infantry close up. I can also see the enemy anti-aircraft up there. But the enemy anti-aircraft is not my concern at the moment, because my planes can go in, strike, and pull back out without too much of a hassle. I've got my own anti-aircraft coming up. an ammunitions unit because this guy's getting low on ammunition. As my infantry come up, that gets exposed. And my attempt here is just to try and take this hill. If I can move up onto the hill and threaten Gonzo's flank, he can't push the guy off to my left as hard as he has been. And these things are the Staghounds are surprisingly vulnerable to IG-18s. Of course, it's this that actually kills it. Like that, suddenly getting a spot of command tells you there's like a command unit over there, and if we go in here, there it is. Just for the barest moment and had experience, and tells me the command unit is in those woods. And over here, wasn't looking, but I killed one of these units there, and I'm starting to secure the top of the hill. And I've got a collection of anti-aircraft and scouts coming to push back this assailant. I moved this guy back because I got spotted by the Cromwell. And I don't know, so there's an infantry unit in there. So move up this guy slightly. You can spot him more permanently. And now the tanks can converge fire. And out that goes. But there's still a rifle in there. And there's still this assailant. Elsewhere, it's not going particularly brilliant for us right now. The Allies have the victory with the points at the moment. The left is doing its thing. This guy actually has 2 of those really good Stuart Recce's. And I'm trying to stun this Cromwell using my mortar. Does he get 2 artillery? No, he still only has the 1 sexton. I have these guys on hold fire for the moment. And this guy gets stunned. What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to take the rest of these woods. I know there's an infantry unit in there. I don't know where it is, and I don't know how much of the infantry there are in there. So I'm just trying to mortar it with this to hopefully stun it, at which point I can just move in. And I've got these guys clearing out that mess. He still has his sniper scouts, but there's not much here left, so I'm able to take much of this hilltop. He's got some stuff moving up. I saw a unit moving up over here, a bunch of infantry, so I've pulled back my Panzerschreck, who gets spotted and killed. And in the process, this guy also gets spotted, kills the machine gun unit there, and one of my tanks has died. Because the anti-tank aircraft actually kills tanks now, so finally, that's been fixed. Because that thing was freaking useless for the longest of times. This is still shockingly not spotted. That took a pot shot. This guy spots the stormtroopers. Panzer 1C. Does a decent job. Pull that back because that guy was firing. I need more infantry, but I just don't have... I got some infantry coming, but I also need to counter this armored push, which requires Panzer IVs. Those are some of the heaviest tanks I have. Panzer IV H's are alright. Panzer IV J's kind of suck. They take too long to aim. Way too long to aim. These guys get caught out, which isn't all that shocking. I've got my 2-star Panzer IV command unit moving up to cover and take out that Cromwell. And hopefully be able to do some damage to that infantry. Gonzo's being pushed back by Har? Boom! You thought you were going to get out of the way, but you got caught. This really just... And that's just a close-range support tank. Boom. There it goes. And I've got another Panzer IV-J coming, another Panzer IV-J back here, who got stuck in the trees for whatever reason, because he's a brilliant little tank, aren't you? And this guy gets spotted by motorized rifles. Destroyed, but Panzer IV-H also spots the motorized rifles and fires back. Got a 17-pounder over there, which I don't see yet. A Panzer Grenadier catches Gonzo's Sherman and gets a second shot, which kills him, as he tried to counter-push my push into the woods with the anti-aircraft units. And at this point, that guy surrenders. He dropped. It wasn't actually a him quitting. He dropped out. Connection issues. So this guy over here just becomes an AI, and the computer just starts throwing itself to the front with predictable results. But now I've got my fight here between Gonzo and I, as Gonzo's bringing up troops to counter my push here, because my push here exposes his flank. Oh, this guy survives being shot at by a 17-pounder. And I move this guy up to bring flanking fire onto Gonzo's little push. I've got my infantry moving into there. Trying to get this thing into a position where it can be and avoid being blown up by the ram. Not really exceedingly succeeding. I also try to sneak this into range, and as you can tell, Gonzo starts moving his tank up. My guy's not shooting, even though he is well within range. 150 meters. Nope, needs to be a little bit closer. This guy comes up to distract him, but it runs. So behind the trees, Gonzo's deployed some infantry. He's got the infantry there, and I just don't have the infantry to actually take these woods. But I do have some more coming. With more Panzer IV-Js. I have fixed my deck and gotten rid of most of these Panzer IV-Js because they're just not good enough. Which is the problem I pretty much ran into with them. My half-track got spotted by the 17-pounder, which I know is there. Another case of this thing just don't aim fast enough. So I know that's there now. Take it under fire from the mortars. It goes out of sight, not necessarily out of mind though. And this gets killed by either the ram or the Sherman. They're just not... Panzer IV-Js are just not good. I got my Panzer IV-J here hiding there. This guy exposes himself by accident. I've got to pull him back. He's counter-batterying my mortar. And that gets killed because it takes too long to aim. Like the Sherman, if you could see, was able to, because it was heading this way, had enough time to turn the turret and the hull and fire. And meanwhile, this tank was already facing this direction. But it takes so long for the Panzer IV-J to aim that it dies. Even with the advantage of already having its gun facing the enemy, it just dies. Because it takes too long for it to shoot. Here's that guy. And Gonzo's got a good number of infantry in here now. And I don't really have any good way of supporting my troops. Because I'm busy damaging the Sherman. This mortar is trying. There, got that to surrender. Now I just have to hit that mortar there and get him to surrender. I bring up my 2 tanks and attempt to get the Sherman. But look how long it takes for those guys to aim. And these guys are at risk of surrendering to Gonzo, but Gonzo doesn't actually push them enough to do that. The scouts have exposed themselves. They're 4 guys, and yet they've got 5 weapons? Oh no, they probably start out with 5. Yeah, they start out with 5.
We surrender.
Got that to surrender. Which does give me these trees. Until he gets his Lloyd carrier in there with all those extra infantry. This guy actually managed to kill something. Whole load of stuff back there. Infantry supported by half-tracks. Never underestimate the value of teamwork in that regard. This guy is covering that side of the hill over there pretty effectively because I've lost these trees and I just don't have what I need to take him back. There's just too much stuff. This had eyes on this guy, and it does take out the ammo storage and force him to fall back. And I've got these guys coming around trying to take that out. Well, look at that, look at that. My guy started aiming. This guy was moving. For more than half the aim cycle of the Panzer IV-J, this guy was moving. But then he stopped, and his aim was so fast that even after like 3/4, he still fired before the Panzer IV-J got to. These things have a real shit aiming time. They're no longer in the deck for that reason. Because the aim time is just freaking absurd. Look at that. 2 shots from the Sherman. And just because he swapped targets, finally managed to do that. They did get lucky and kill my command unit, though. And this guy is, of course, even with an accuracy of 6, is just not going to hit. Same aiming speed as the Ram. That is funny. Except, nope, the Ram has a faster aiming speed. And the Ram kills it. Tried to stun it. So like this Panzer IV-J could take it out, but failed. And I got my guys up into these trees, if barely. There's a Ram 2 back there. Ooh, that was the wrong way for that thing to turn. This guy got pinned, trying to fire on him. Ooh, that was a good hit in the part of the 88. Oh, and it goes down. Boom. Is in the command unit. Finally take these trees. As I lose these trees. Got some fire coming in over there. These guys are running away. And this is the point where I realize there's just too much infantry in these trees. And that my guys are not going to be able to take those trees or even hold them. So I get my guys running away, the command unit, as I try to cover them with the mortar. And this thing dies to the Typhoon anti-tank because, as I mentioned earlier, they finally improved this thing. And now, it kills all Panzer IVs the first shot. Which is kind of like, good, you fixed it so that it has a chance to kill things, but, like, the German anti-tank units aren't even that good. As you could just see here, because the Ram is still alive after the absolute pounding this thing has taken on multiple occasions from tanks and aircraft. This thing still couldn't kill it. Because, like, these things, when used correctly, can sometimes pull off miracles, but now it's just like the Typhoon AT just sees a tank and it's dead. Unless it's a heavy tank. It's just nice to see it get fixed so it works, but it kind of was fixed a bit too far in the opposite direction. Not to complain about it being fixed, but it is too far. So I've got a Tiger E coming in. Look at that. Boom! There's still high explosive. I got my own plane coming in now. Boom! Doesn't even do anything. Technically, this is a bigger boom, too. That's a 25, not a 20. But the other one has more rockets. Ah, yes, the 190 G1 with its great big bomb. Hi, little Firefly. Boom! You still get to live. And there's another Firefly there. This does see some stuff. Mostly just infantry. But yeah, at this point... Mano? Yeah, Mano. Or Mono. Yeah, Mano. Now gets to get... I basically just can't stop all this. He's got 2 Fireflies up here. And I just don't have the stuff to stop that. I don't have the infantry that's required. I don't have the artillery that's required because he killed my mortar. And it's just pretty much over. And there goes some stuff from Ju-88. This guy's still shooting at the infantry. Because this is not actually in line of sight yet. Closest thing I have to stopping are these 2 tanks. At least stopping that part of the infantry push. Wish I could get this, but it's just barely out of line of sight. You see that other thing? Trying to sneak the Tiger into line of fire on that, and he gets it. He doesn't fire first, transmission damage. Second shot from the Firefly. A no-star Firefly will kill the Tiger. Nope, third shot. Nope, he's going to pull back instead. So I got a severely damaged Tiger. Which continues to shoot infantry. We got rocket support coming in from that thing there. Got problems there. We've got this Panzer IV trying to sneak up over here and maybe do something. But he doesn't see anything. And this freaking sniper scout from Gonzo has been sitting there in that tree line this entire game. That is funny. He can undoubtedly see that tank. Yeah, they can see this. And they've got this 17-pounder moving up, which I don't see. And you get shot at by, what is that over there? It's another 17-pounder, which kills it at long range. So there goes the first Tiger, as the second Tiger is just coming into range. I'm getting a Lorraine, and I'm bringing... Oh, that's not my Lorraine. That's not my stuff. That's some neighbor stuff. My MG42 is engaging the rifles here, but it is too much for the MG to take care of. See, as you can tell, I really don't have much left. Boom! There goes another Panzer IV. Again, it's fixed. Hooray, they're actually effective. Holy shit, there's too much. This is bouncing it too far in the other direction. It's like, yeah, it probably shouldn't take all 4 or 5 of those things to kill one tank, but it shouldn't be 100% either. I think it just merrily snipe away my Panzer IVs like they don't exist. Unless I'm using them, of course. And then it's like they don't kill anything. But we've made some ground over here, but since I lost ground over here, it's a net nothing. A net nothing at all. Vulcan is pushing pretty well down here. And I'm just trying to hold the ground in front of me at this point. Gonzo's having quite the fight here. Oh, just boop, gone. Bailed out. It's not firing at it. Oh, Panzer B2 is firing its freaking 75 mil gun. I saw the very low velocity. I was like, wait, what is that? What was that thing? There's a Cromwell over there. There's this guy with no ammunition there. And here comes my support on this flank, which kills that unit right there. And finally the sniper scouts get spotted. But then they don't get killed. So I keep trying to bring in tanks. I've got a 88 coming in to help try to fight off some of that aircraft. This guy, I have this guy up here to spot and kill enemy infantry that come down the hill. Which is a good way to use that. I've got this guy on hold fire, waiting for some tank to come down the hill so I can destroy that. And we basically kind of pulled back, and I'm trying to form a defensive line here on the reverse slope as we're pushing on the right and pushing on the left. Ooh, look how close that mosquito is to death. Okay, I got a collection of tanks back here now. Most of which are going to die shortly. That goes there. JO-88 moving in. Mostly just a stun. Some weird bomb drop out of that thing. That 88's dead. Vulcan's doing a good job on the left. Oh no, my anti-tank thing there died. Some stuff pushed pretty far forward here, or really pushed far back enough in each flank. Artillery's coming in. Mickey has also now dropped. Take out the recon, but there's a lot of AA on this hill now. And nothing I can do about it. recon unit gets spotted by a 17-pounder. But that comes under a crossfire from 2 MG-42s. I'm forced to unload this half-track where I didn't want to unload it. I noticed how well Vulcan's doing, so I sent him some Panzer 4Js and another recon unit. I'm supporting him with my aircraft now because I know I can't get anything on this hill. I've basically just lost the hill. But I can do this. Have to redirect my plane and not achieve much. Pull it back for the moment. Find a new target, move in. Hi. Boom! Aim for the supply truck, kills the artillery in the process. I can use this to go in, drop a bomb on that anti-tank artillery, and clear Vulcan's way. I get forced out of the little orchard here. This thing over there exposes itself, shooting at other stuff. It comes under fire from my 88. And this one as well. Nope, that one's shooting at something else. My 3-star Tiger gets killed by that anti-tank gun over there. And guys brought up a bunch of 17-pounders. There's a 4th one. There are 3. This is the 6-pounder. Nope, that's a 17-pounder. There's another one up there. And another one there! Holy cow! And my plane misses its rockets. So the guy brought in like 8 17-pounders onto that hill. 9 17-pounders are on that hill. Wow. Yeah, that wasn't going to go well by any stretch of the imagination. And I've got like nothing to hold this now. But he doesn't have anything that can do a fast attack. It's like, oh look, anti-tank guns. He's got a couple Fireflies and a Dingo up there, and those are the only fast movers. The universal carriers could do stuff, but if he really wanted to, he could push and probably do a significant amount of damage. But he didn't. Oh, look! Boom! There's a correction that goes too far. Panzer IVs now just one-shot kills for those planes. There's a Mosquito Pathfinder. Just way too much AA. Here comes my Panzer 4J and the ongoing support for my half-track. No, half-track, my armored car. This thing is under fire and killed by my machine gun. That does not... I don't have line of sight on anything on that. Boom. Did that kill that? No. Oh, it did kill it. Good, good. I drop a bomb on top of that hill. This thing spots that. But it's not worth it for the Panzerschreck to shoot that. My stuff is still supporting Vulcan's attack over here. And Vulcan's pushed through. So the left and the right have pushed through, even while the center gave. Still holding fire on that thing. They kill my machine gun. Boom. I didn't really want to use a Panzerschreck on that, but I had to do something. There goes my recon unit there. Here comes this. Drops its bomb. Hits everything. And this just barely comes into range. Boom! There goes a firefly. But that fire exposed him. This guy comes up, aims, fires, and takes out the other firefly. Panzerschreck is freaking brilliant because of the 250 meter range. It reaches further than most people expect it to. Boom. And that stopped that little bit. But they've solidly got this hill. Of course, now the situation, the real tactical situation is this. The flanks on the hill have collapsed. Because I've been helping Vulcan over here with air support. And my recon, just been charging forward, surrendering things, and so on. And then on the right, their flank has collapsed. So if we look at this, if this is actually a real tactical situation, on the hill we have a lot of anti-aircraft guns and anti-tank guns that are not fast moving, and there is no trucks, no transportation or anything up here. So this is a really exposed position now for much of that stuff, and like in real life this would be going around that way, this would be going around that way, and this hilltop would be completely encircled, and everything on it would be trapped. But it's a game. The tactical situations like that are usually not taken into account by any means. And I'm pushing up here with my tanks in the final few seconds of the game. Got my one Panzer IV going up there. The recon unit going up here, just charging into town. Trying to find what they've got. Take that out. Take this out. Letting Vulcan's infantry go up in front. And then it ends with a minor victory for my team. And I didn't do particularly well. Let's see. My Martyr 2 did kill a half-track and some motor rifles, but that really was a leader, so that might have been a fair trade. This gets a 6-pounder, which is a fair trade, because that's only a 55-point tank killing a 60-point anti-tank gun. Another one. This gets a good amount of stuff, including a 6-pounder, so that trade went very well. Panzer 1C actually got a motor rifle. So it's like a fair trade right there. Oh no, that thing's actually 20 points. Panzer II Looks actually killed a kangaroo from behind. This guy got 2 Osters, a Bedford Supply, which indirectly killed an artillery unit, and the Desert Rats. Panzer Grenadier got the Sherman III, a recon, and a rifles. Panzer IIC, this one got the Cromwell, which was more than a fair trade, and they got a half-track and another rifles leader. Panzer 1C got some stormtroopers. Mostly spent my time fighting Mano and Gonzo. This got the Willys machine gun, that got a Cromwell and a half-track, kangaroo, rifles, a couple scouts. But the real winners that killed a lot of stuff were the aircraft, 17-pounders, 6-pounders, Shermans, Tiger. Well, that wasn't worth it whatsoever. This Tiger wasn't worth it either. Could have done better with other stuff. F-190 G1. Getting some rifles and scouts. Panzerschreck got a command carrier because I had to stop that. Gets one of the Fireflies, and the Panzer Grenadier gets the other Firefly. And this, shockingly, didn't get much, and that got a 17-pounder. The thing that killed the most of my stuff was the Typhoon anti-tank. Every run was a kill. And the Ram, which did a shockingly good job killing Panzer IVJs. 2 of them. The Sherman getting another Panzer IV. And yeah, so the Sherman, the Ram, and then Typhoon anti-tank, which was just one-shotting everything. And the 17-pounders did a number 2. But they each only got like 1 kill. So yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thank you all for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to hit that stupid little bell thing that YouTube has added, because Otherwise, you won't get notifications of any new videos if you subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter, @GenJeft, as I always have my video updates on there, so you will never miss a video if you're on my Twitter feed, because they'll all be posted. And any other dumbass comment I make as well. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.